Excellent. There we go. Let's get the link for this and we'll share it. Stick it on the old Facebook. Okay. Hi guys, how are we doing? This is not going to be a very long live stream. This is just going to be about 20 minutes long. We're just going to do a little bit of an update as to where Living History UK is at the moment. We're just going to share the link onto Facebook so we can have some more people join us. We'll just do that now. This link for this live won't be saved afterwards, by the way, for anyone who's wondering. So we're going to spill the beans on a few little bits and bobs. Now we'll just share this link onto YouTube and we'll get some more people in. So there we go. So we'll do a little bit of a background. It's John Shanahan. I've just seen your message pop up actually. Dave Seals with us as well, two legends in their own right, of course. So Dave, you're on Patreon, mate. So you will be having a video probably later this evening. Pete, I'm just waiting for Pete. Pete's half an hour late, so I thought we'd do a video on YouTube quickly, just a nice little live stream. Just talk about a few of the updates. But the video that we're doing for Patreon is going to be a bit more like a podcast feel to it, shall we say. That's going to go out later this evening on Patreon. And we're going to do a bit of an update of all things Living History UK on there. We're going to talk about, for the first time, who the speakers are in the running order for the actual Living History UK Festival as well. So that's going to be on Patreon very soon. It'll be at some point this evening, probably about 10, half 10 tonight. It'll be on there, but it'll be there for you guys to go back and listen to and watch as well. It'll be the first proper podcast with video that you guys will be able to watch. But we are just here at the moment, just having a quick catch up with some of you guys who only follow us on YouTube. Living History Barber, Bill Kent, who's an absolute legend and a great friend of mine, who will be at the Living History UK Festival as well. He is a legend in his own right, actually. In fact, you all are, to be honest. He's joined us, so it's good to see you, Bill. Hope you're okay, my old son. My old China, as I say, down from where you are. So yeah, that is essentially what we're doing at the moment. So we always start off with a bit of a sort of account as to where we are in terms of Living History UK, but we're not going to do that on this live stream. We're going to kick off and sort of mention what Living History UK is, because Living History UK is nearly 1 year old, which is pretty crazy. We will be putting a video up very soon on TikTok, which is where we first set ourselves up. I think it's either the 15th or 17th of January. I'm going to have to check, but it was a year ago nearly, and we're going to ask you guys to give us your idea as to. There with the awesome Oxen books. There we go. Mate, seeing as I'm on my Todd, don't want to help set up things and with admin. John, that'd be amazing, mate. Definitely need that. That'd be great. Fantastic. Thank you. So with the 1 year sort of anniversary or birthday, if you want to live in History UK, we're going to put a video out and we're going to ask you guys what your favourite memory of Living History UK is, something that you've learnt, the standout sort of fact, or your favourite video, for instance, or favourite thing that we've done. So have a little bit, get your thinking caps on, guys, because we'll be putting that out very, very soon. So it's very much a case of get your thinking cap on and get your answer primed, because we want to know, because we've had some videos with millions of views on TikTok, 3.5 million on one, which is absolutely amazing. Dave Seal, I knew, would say the Marmite beef dripping. And that's making my cheeks feel funny, because that was not a taste I want to relive anytime soon. But it's those sort of memories that we want you guys to sort of tell us about, really, because it's those standout moments that you remember us for, or even the first time that you might have come across us. That helps us improve our content and our reach as well. So if we're doing something right, for instance, then let us know. And equally, if we're doing something bad, tell us, because you guys, the Inner Sanctum, people like like Dave Seal, who's on Patreon, for instance, and Danny Reeves, who's just popped in as well. Long way to Tipperary. You guys on Patreon are the beating heart of Living History UK. You man the sort of engines in the engine room. It's you guys who keep the, dare I say, for want of a better expression, keep the cogs lubricated. Because without you, we'd seize up. That's what I'm trying to say. And I'm sure one or two of you take that in a very rude way as well, mentioning lube. But there we go. That's just some people. Then again, Jake's not in here. So that's probably a good thing for the time being. I might be speaking too soon. Who knows? But yeah, so Living History UK is nearly 1 year old. That's really, really amazing. What a fantastic following we've got. So the current count is 83,000 followers on TikTok, which is just insane. Good job I'm sat down because it always amazes me whenever I see it or look at it. Then we have on YouTube, we have just over 800 people that subscribe to us, which is really good because YouTube was a late sort of bloomer for us. We didn't really pay much attention to YouTube until very recently. TikTok, yeah, 83,000, and then YouTube just over 800. And on our Patreon, which goes hand in hand with our YouTube at the moment, to a degree. Our Patreon, we've actually got 35 people as patrons on there, which is insane because Patreon is amazing because the premise behind Patreon is, unfortunately, and I don't like talking about money because it's one of those subjects that's the root of all evil, but without having some money coming in to Living History UK, whether it be from the shop, PayPal donations, or the pledges through Patreon, we wouldn't be able to have the podcast. And the podcast has been really successful. In fact, I've just actually finished editing the episode with Herefordshire Lad, or Herefordshire Regimental Museum as he is on here. So Danny Rees, which is going to be going out at the end of the month. And the podcast has been great because it's got a great reach. It's got a fantastic audience. It's a very niche podcast. We know that it's not going to have millions of listeners, and it's definitely not going to make us any money, but it's a great way of getting personalities from the living history world onto it to talk about what fires them up and their history in general, and what really gets them going. And the podcast, unfortunately, it costs us 30 quid a month. But then we have the video editing software as well, which we use for TikTok, we use for YouTube, and for our Patreon videos as well. And that cost us £20 a month as well. We've had to get a Dropbox because I've run out of storage on my external hard disk and my solid state drive, as well as it is the old SSD. So we've had to go for a Dropbox, which is £10 a month. And that means Pete, Jake and I and a few of the other guys can share bits and bobs to the Dropbox, and we store it centrally. It's much better. So the premise behind Patreon is you guys pledge to us. You give us a little bit of money each month. We've just gone through the £100 barrier on there, which is insane. But in return, you guys on Patreon get some amazing perks, and I always have to write them down because I always leave some out. So I've got a little crib sheet here, as I usually have, a bit of a behind the scenes look. So you get your private podcasts on there. So your first one's going to be going out tonight, which Pete and I are going to be recording imminently. I'm just waiting for him to get home from the gym. Would you believe? Yes, he does go to the gym before anyone says anything. So you get the monthly feature documentary we film in January's one on Saturday. You get that 7 days before everyone else. You also get bonus videos as well. So earlier this month, many of you will have seen it on YouTube. We put a video together, actually at the end of last month, which went out early this month, on Patreon, 7 days before anyone anywhere else. And that was on the defences and pillboxes of Tamworth. We went out on Sunday just gone and filmed another video because we've had so much support from you guys on Patreon. They've actually had some extra money so we could go out and put some fuel in the tank and go and visit somewhere, which is incredible because it literally means we can do more. So we went to Pershore, which is a small town in South Worcestershire. And Pershore is strategically important because it's a really incredible place because it's a natural stop line with the River Avon. It's a crossing point, and Worcester, as I'm sure you'll find out when you see the video, is strategically important in its own self. And I'm holding myself back because I don't want to give too much away either. So who is this Jimmy you're speaking of? I don't know. I've never met him, and hopefully I never will either. But there we go. Apparently he's a very sweaty man, or the people who associate with him are very sweaty. But there we go. So yeah, the video on Pershore is going to go out to our Patreons at the end of this month. I think it's the 29th of January it's going to go out. You guys who are on YouTube who aren't on Patreon will get it a week after everyone else. But if you're on Patreon, you get it 7 days before everyone else. You get some fantastic perks. So you get 10% off on the Living History UK shop as well, which is worth its weight in gold. Because if you buy anything from the shop, then you can sign up to Patreon and actually save yourself money as well. So it's definitely worth doing. You also get behind the scenes footage as well, and photographs and little bonus bits of content that we put out. So yesterday I put a post up on On the chocolate balled sweets tin, went into a little bit more detail on it, and some photos of it stacked out with obviously the contents and the weight of it, and the specification as well for it of the compo, which is really, really interesting. So these little nuggets of information like that you'll get. You also get training pamphlets. So something we're building on at the moment, and it's in very sort of primitive stages, shall we say, is building a library of training pamphlets from the Second World War. So original training pamphlets that British soldiers, Home Guard, and civil defence volunteers would have used. We are digitising as many as we can get our hands on at the moment in a full high definition, high res copies. They are on our Patreon at the moment. You can download them. There's going to be more released on a bi-weekly basis. You'll get at least one a month, but I'll be honest with you, you're going to get one every 2 weeks because we've got loads stacked up, ready to go. So even if you just join for those training pamphlets, it's worth it. And again, that's a way that we're preserving history, because a huge part of Living History UK is conservation and preserving history. We can't massively do much out in the winter months, but as spring starts to come, we'll be able to go out, clean war grave memorials, which is something I'm really passionate about doing. And again, your pledges help us buy the consumables, such as the bamboo brushes, and put a bit of petrol in the car so we can go and clean his war graves, for instance, and also go and capture the stories of veterans like we did with Reg Charles, who's a veteran of the Oxon Bucks Regiment as well. That's another thing that we are doing, is capturing the stories of veterans, and it's not exclusive to the Second World War. We have got veterans post World War II lined up to go and interview and capture their stories as well. So that is again another thing that we are doing. So go and support us. The link's in our bio. It's patreon.com/Living History UK. Support us. Your money goes towards us making new videos, new content, going new places, and it helps us to keep history alive as well. So there's loads of things, and I know I've missed some bits and bobs out as well, because I have to write them down, because there's so many perks to joining. So you'll also be in with a chance next month, if you're a Patreon, of winning a pair of VIP wristbands to attend the Living History UK Festival for free, which is worth about 50 quid. So it's definitely worthwhile. And that wasn't product placement. We're not sponsored by Pepsi Max. This just happens to be the drink that I've got. So that is a little bit of an update on Patreon and how you guys can support us if you enjoy what Living History UK does and you want to help us support the whole mantra of keeping history alive and enable us to keep history alive. Go and support us on Patreon. That's the best way you can do it. We've got the podcast as well. So if no one's listened to it or knows what it is, it's called the Young Contemptibles. So the Young Contemptibles podcast. And yes, that is proving to be very popular. John Shanahan says, you're only looking for World War II pamphlets, because I have some here when they were landscaping the border with Semtex, if you want to borrow them. Well, mainly it's going to be World War II pamphlets. That's what we're kind of looking at, because otherwise we're going to be branching out into absolute wealth of knowledge. But yeah, long term, if anyone's got any post-World War II or even pre-World War II stuff, we'll take them and we'll digitise them, because that's a piece of history that isn't going to be around forever. If we can digitise it in high res, it's there for people to use in future. We've got a library which maybe one day we can make public as well. So again, it's just another fantastic way. And as I say, we've got 35 patrons, and it would be great if we could end the month on maybe 50 patrons. Who knows? You can join from as little as £1, guys. It's an absolute bargain. Do it. You can always upgrade. Downgrade as well is another thing. And we are putting new content out every 1 or 2 days at the moment. So every couple of days, you're going to be getting a post on there that's unique and just for our patrons. As I say, on Saturday, we're recording our documentary on gas warfare of the Great War. That'll be edited in 24 hours and up on Patreon on the Monday, because I'm away on holiday on the Monday for the week. So that's going to be up with you guys on Patreon on Monday, maybe even on Sunday night. Who knows? But I've got 24 hours to turn it around and edit it. But we know what we're doing. We've got a solid plan. We've got a load of guys joining us to help us out on Saturday. People like Herefordshire Regimental Museum, as used on here, is coming down and helping us out. And that's going to be a great episode. We're really looking forward to it. And it's just getting bigger and better as well, because things like having the drone, it really opens up a complete new angle for us, a bird's eye view. And you guys who are going to watch the Pershore Defences video that's going out later this month on Patreon, you'll be able to get a real bird's eye view of that defended locality as it is. And it just adds a really unique angle to it all. So I'd implore you to go over, hit the link in the description of this video, over to Patreon and support us over there, because we need your support, and without your support, we can't do what we do, and Living History UK will cease to exist. Definitely worthwhile reiterating to anyone who might be joining us for the first time, we are not a business. We do it because we love history. We have our own jobs, and this is what we do. So if you enjoy history, specifically British military history, you want to learn more and you want more from what Living History UK has to offer, go and join us on Patreon. Wyatt Ryerson, I hope I've said that the right way. We are live without a safety net. Says, excellent stream, lad. Look forward to more great content. Big fan of your parakeet. Excellent. Well, Wyatt, I think this is the first time you might have joined us on the live stream. I don't recognise your name, but welcome. Welcome to the domain of Living History UK. There is loads for you to sink your teeth into. We're not just on YouTube. We're on Facebook. We're also on TikTok. That's where a lot of our videos go. And as I was just talking about, we're on Patreon as well. So if you want even more from us and unique videos and loads of various things, go and join us on Patreon. That is the way to find out more about what we've got to offer. Dave Seal says, still wanted on Saturday. I'll speak to you after, but essentially the museum, they cap on numbers with how many people we can have on site. So with me, Pete, and the guys who are coming along in kit, we are limited to 8, and we've got 9 at the minute. I don't want to ruffle any feathers. If that changes, I will let you know. But yeah, it can get a little bit awkward and political sometimes, unfortunately. I wish it didn't, but with the COVID rules, they are quite strict with what we can do, because I have tours go through the trench and things like that. So it's one of those. But if that changes, I'll give you a message, mate, because I'd love for you to come along again. Because it was great to have you along on Saturday. It's always nice having an extra pair of hands, extra pair of eyes for that matter as well. Really, really useful, especially when we're scouting around looking for defences as we were at Pershore. That's cool. Kenny Rebels just joined. Good to see you, mate. I know you follow John and Jake as well, so it's good to see you on here. Just going to have a quick drink. Again, we're not sponsored by any big corporate brands or anything like that. But if anyone does like Pepsi Max, then go and get yourself one. Very Wayne's World, of course. Josh Baralaska's just landed in with us. Hello, mate. How are you? Did you enjoy your fishing? Did you catch anything, more importantly? Because I tuned in and you hadn't caught anything. I think you'd only just set up, though, to be honest. But I know that your sabre. So Josh Baralaska is the winner of January's prize draw. So we're going to try and have, well, we are going to have a prize draw every month on Patreon. So again, another reason to sign up if you don't already. And Josh actually won a 1796 Patton light cavalry sabre with 170 quid. And that's now in his possession. So testament to the fact of, you know, we really look after you guys who support us on Patreon. Shoot over to there, sign yourself up. You know it makes sense. So there we go. So yeah, Patreon, we've talked enough about that. Let's tell you a little bit about the Living History UK Festival, because the Living History UK Festival is taking place on the 9th and the 10th of April at Chiltern Open Air Museum, just outside London. It's a cracking venue. It's a museum of buildings. It's an outdoor museum. We've got loads of groups attending. So we've got groups from the Napoleonic period all the way up to the modern day British Army, Iraq, Afghanistan era, and everything in between. So World War I, we've got World War II, Victorian soldiers as well, a bit of Cold War in there. A fantastic group in MECO, who are the military equipment collectors, people like Ramsey Green and Rifleman Moore, if anyone knows them. They're going to be there displaying some cracking vehicles on display as well. So that's going to be a cracking event in its own right. On our Patreon exclusive video stroke podcast, which is going out this evening, we're going to be filming it as soon as Pete comes online. As soon as he does, I'll shoot off and we'll film it. But we're going to divulge the lineup for the talks at the festival as well. So that'll be the first place it ever is. So if you want to know more, go and join our Patreon. I think there's a £1 slot there as well at the moment, so it's even better. You did, Lachlan. You even got my last name right, but honestly, great channel. I've seen your TikToks, but I first got an eye on your channel, folks. Your 24-hour ration video. Excellent. So it's Wyatt Ryerson, I believe, is how I pronounced it the first time. Hopefully I've got it right, because there's nothing worse than pronouncing someone's name wrong, because my surname's Davis and people will say Davies, and that really annoys me, because It's just a different spelling. It's pronounced the same. But yeah, the 24-hour ration video is one of the first videos I ever put on YouTube, and it's got a lot of views, I have to say, which is really, really good. And I look back at it now and I do wince a little bit because I was quite not camera shy or anything like that, but I just think I was a little bit too tight on it, not as very relaxed as I necessarily am on videos now. But that's what comes with experience, I suppose. It's just one of those things. But Testament, it's one of the most viewed videos on YouTube. So maybe I've lost my touch. Who knows? But yeah, we are on TikTok, definitely. That's where most of the action takes place. I'm going up to the Lake District next week. I'm going to be climbing Helvellyn, doing a bit of a scramble up Striding Edge. Going to take the drone with me as well, get some nice shots while we're up there. And going to take a brew kit with me as well on a burner and have a nice brew up while we're up there. So that's going to be really, really cool. But yeah, great to have you on board. Go and check our Patreon out as well if you like our content, Wyatt. Please do support us because it really means the world when people sign up to us, because yes, there is a financial aspect for us. That is a great support to have, the safe in the knowledge that our monthly bills, our fixed costs are paid for. But the main buzz for us, I'll be completely honest, is when someone signs up and we know that we've got some people who are who actually like what we do, and they actually put the money where their mouth is as well to say, yeah, we like these guys. It's amazing because for us, it's a sense of fulfillment because we're safe in the knowledge that people actually enjoy what we do, and that's quite a special feeling, and they want more from us. And I have to say, it is quite heartwarming, to say the least, when people do sign up. So John Shanahan's doing a video on the 24-hour ration as well, because as well as Rifleman Moore's done one. John Shanahan bought a ration box from us. We sent him some freebies over as well. Only fair that we do. But yeah, he's going to be putting his own video up on the 24-hour ration very soon too. And I look forward to watching that because I love people's reactions to the ration box, because although it's not, dare I say, 100% accurate in terms of like, bang, it's exactly as it would have been in the Second World War, you won't get much closer to it in terms of the contents of what it tastes like. I think you really struggle for that. People like Ramsey Green have said it is bang on. If you want one, you can buy them from our website, livinghistoryuk.co.uk. We've got 3 in stock. Try it for yourself. We've only got these 3 left in stock. We won't restock till the end of the month. So if you want one, go on to livinghistoryuk.co.uk and bag yourself one of them while they're still around, because they won't be around forever and they usually sell out quick. And we weren't going to make up this batch, but we made up a batch of 5 a couple of days ago, and there's still 3 in stock. So if you order it today, it'll go out tomorrow. Otherwise, it'll be late next week. I'm also off to Duxford, to the Imperial War Museum again for the second time in as many months. I'm really looking forward to that. Going with some family members. It'll be a nice day. And I'll try and shoot a few more videos while I'm there as well. Absolutely, just incredible place Duxford is. Not a massive fan of the big museums, especially like Imperial War Museum London and other places, but I have to say Duxford is rather special. It's one of my favourite museums. And I only went there for the first time a month ago, and I'm going back again. Such a testament to how good it is. So the Pershore video we've talked about, we'll wrap up now because we won't be on too much longer, because Pete will be waiting for me to join him. So the Pershore video we filmed on Sunday is of the defences of the defended locality at Pershore. So the defences of World War II, manned by the Home Guard. On there, you've got things like an anti-tank pillbox. You've got spigot mortar points, slit trench remnants, some cool bits and bobs like that. That video, I'm really happy with how it's come out. I feel like my editing's getting to a really professional level now, which is really nice. Had some lovely feedback as well on that video from people who have shared the link with. The first people to watch it properly are going to be on Patreon on 29th of January. That's when it's going out. And then a week later, it'll be on YouTube. The next video that's going to go out on Patreon will be late this evening. Me and Pete are going to film a special live podcast for you guys on there. It'll be out this evening. Tomorrow, the poll goes live for the February feature documentary, so you can choose what the subject matter is of February's actual video. So if you're on Patreon, you can take part and vote on that, which is really, really good for you guys to get involved, because it means we are tailoring our content to what you guys want to see and what you want to hear, which I feel is really important, because you guys are, of course, paying to subscribe to us. It's a bit like Netflix for history fans. That's the best way of describing it. Our Patreon is. John says yes. yeah, you can we do refills as well for the box, emergency ration tin as well. And yeah, we got mugs, we got berets, cat comforters, and loads more on there on the website. So go and check livinghistoryuk.co.uk. There's loads of items on there. We've got 3 ration boxes. So go for it. Wyatt says, hopefully have some extra money within the month to donate to Patreon. Absolutely, mate. No rush. I mean, you can join for just £1 at the moment. There is a £1 slot, so you can join on there, which is an absolute bargain. So you can go and sign yourself up. The Commando cap is really good. I know we sell them on our website, but I wear it on a daily basis. It's a fantastic scarf, and it is a great cap as well. It really is. So it's worth every penny. And there's some great items on there as well. Things like the reproduction Tommy cooker, which was issued to British Tommies in the latter half of the Second World War. That's a fantastic reproduction. So go and have a look anyway. But if I can implore you to go on the Patreon, sign up to that, you get 10% discount code for the website. So if you sign up to the Patreon, you'll get 10% off everything in the website. So you'll save money, if I'm honest, especially if you bag that £1 slot. If you bag that £1 slot, you'll be making money. You're saving yourself cash, and you get all our fantastic content as well on Patreon. So you don't only just get the monthly feature documentary, priority access, you get your discount code, private podcasts, live streams specifically for Patreon. So the people on Patreon, they find out all the information, such as things for the Living History UK Festival before anyone else. They are literally the engine room of Living History UK. So sign yourself up, patreon.com/Living History UK. And yes, you can just hit the link in the description as well. Hello, Joel. Good to see you. New person to the live stream. 2 Dragon Fuel cookers here if you want them. Josh, that would be great. Always nice to compare new with old as well. I'm a big fan of that. That'd be great. And Kenny made a Tommy cooker at work. Bonus of being an engineer. Excellent. Well, that's always a good bonus, isn't it? Can't argue with that at all. So, yeah, I mean, other than that, really, that's the state of play. So if you want to find out more about the Living History UK Festival before anyone else, the site map with all the groups on and where their locations are will be on Patreon towards the end of this month. We've got World War II training pamphlets in digital format in high resolution being uploaded on a bi-weekly basis. You can go and look at our catalogue of those, which is really good. Great learning resource as well. And just another way we're keeping history alive, really. But yeah, we're on TikTok. We're on Facebook and many other platforms. Best thing to do, sign up to the Patreon, get a world of Living History UK at your fingertips and lose yourself in history and wrap yourself up in the world of Living History UK. And on that note, it nicely rounds us off. So we are going to end the live stream. We're not going to save this stream for general viewing, I don't think, unless people specifically want it. But until then, and until next time, all it leaves me to say from Living History UK HQ is keep history alive.